May I come in, sir?
Hi, come in, please.
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Good morning. Take your seat, please.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Gaurav Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Gaurav Kumar, you are from Bhagalpur.
Yes, sir.
You have done your graduation from ISM, Indian School of Mines, Dharwad.
Yes, sir.
And at present, you are doing something or you are engaged somewhere?
No, sir. I am
You are
full-time
doing
preparing
full
for
time.
civil
You are doing
services.
that. You have done IIT, ISM, actually it is also an IIT. You have done electronics and communication. Okay. But Gaurav, ISM is known as the Indian School of Mines. It's the oldest, one of the oldest mining college in India, and now of course IIT. It's got an IIT status.
Yes, sir.
Now, although you have done electronics and engineering, but people will always associate you with mining engineering because ISM is known for that.
Yes, sir.
So, what are the main acts which govern the mining industry in India?
Sir, there are various acts. Among one of them is for coal mining. Coal mines special
The
provisions
main act which governs all sorts of mines, all mines in India. The main act.
MMDR Act, Mines and
The
Minerals
main
Development.
act which governs all mines in India. The fundamental. Engineers say all mines draw their legality or otherwise from this one particular act. And of course, there are other acts also, as you are saying, MMDR, yes.
Sorry, sir. I am not aware of that act.
Indian Mines Act.
Okay.
It is
Thank
the
you, sir.
oldest act in the, one of the oldest acts in India. Okay. Now, what is the agency in India which governs the safety of mines? The one central agency. Safety of mines, any type of mines. Agency responsible for ensuring the mines are operated in a safe and judicious manner.
Sorry, sir. I am not able to recall the name.
Okay, so you are not knowledgeable about the mining industry at all. Okay, now let us come to then Bihar. You are from Bhagalpur. Now, it is often said that the people from Bihar are the most brilliant in India. One of the most brilliant as a group of people. But in the developmental indices wise, Bihar is one of the laggard states. So far, far behind many other states.
Yes, sir.
Why is it so? So, what are the different challenges which face developmental challenges Bihar faces? And suppose you are put in charge, you are get into service, and you are a development commissioner or chief secretary in Bihar government. So, what will you first the challenges, and then what will you do to deal with those challenges? May not actually completely remove those challenges or delete them fully, but at least try to solve them one day. Main the challenges, then the how to solve them or deal with them. You are the development commissioner or chief secretary Bihar.
Yes, sir. Sir, the various reasons for underdevelopment of Bihar. The first one is the historical reason, whereby the Britishers Act of
Developmental challenges. I didn't ask about historical, the history why it is, but I say what are the currently what are the
Okay, sir.
developmental challenges in Bihar?
Yes, sir. The developmental challenges include, first one is unemployment and migration in the state. Second is the wrath of the natural calamities like the flood and droughts. The third one is the corruption and despair. Um, and fourth one is the lacking in the overall human development, like in the terms of the health and education. So the if I've been given in charge for bringing out some solution regarding these, so the first one would be for regarding unemployment and migration. First one, I would try to improve the employment scenario by as Bihar has a very optimum opportunity regarding the agro processing industry, both in the terms of land economy and water economy, and and another field can also be explored like the emerging sectors like the IT technology and IT enabled services, which could improve the employment scenario in Bihar. And Regarding the flood, there would be various structural and non-structural intervention, like the study of the typology of the flood. Like we Bihar witnesses a flash flood, riverine flood, and the change of the course of the river. So after proper typological study, and accordingly interventions can be implemented. And regarding the corruption, there could be more sensitization among the public also, that the bribery could be reduced, and more stringent action against the uh, people involved in the corruption. And regarding the human development index indicators, in terms of the health, the more number of the health professional can be enrolled, and strengthening the primary health care, like improving the sanitation, piped water, drinking water supply in the states, could be the way forward for dealing with
All
these
these
challenges.
needs, all these, the what you are saying has been attempted. It's not that the Bihar government has not done it. They have been trying to do this for the last so many years, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 years. But what we see is in 1950s, Bihar was the ideal state. In fact, this was one of the best administered state. But right now, it is one of the lowest group. So why the transition from 50 to the best state? The same administrators, the same politicians, same types of politicians maybe, and now this. So why the sudden fall? Any idea? Any reason why?
Sir, the primary reason which is said that uh, the political gap, political instability, and the non-willingness of the politicians during the uh, 15 year of the RJD political party period, where the development was excused, and the whatever funds were being disbursed to the development of Bihar were not utilized properly. But after the change
But that
in,
regime is changed for all the
yes sir,
15 years. These 15 years has passed, but still Bihar is not really catching up with the other states. Why?
yes, sir. We have seen some sign of growth, as we are witnessing the GDP growth rate at around, and a last 5 year average of around 7.5 to 8%. So this is a
But
small
still, there
step.
is a development challenge because we have seen the Bihar people from Bihar. They are all over India, and there are menial jobs. And when the pandemic started, the most migration, reverse migration happened with people from Bihar, and the people
Yes, sir.
that pathetic scenes on the roads. So still, there is something is lacking. What is the lacking in that developmental paradigm, the developmental strategy of this? What is that single thing which is still blocking their activity, their objective?
Yes, sir. In this scenario, mm, the main reason could be, one of the main reason could be the rural lack in the rural development, as around 90% of the population of the Bihar lives in the rural area, but the employment opportunities in rural area is very low. So in this scenario, the uh, livelihood scheme, like the role of the SHGs and agricultural and allied activities like the livestock sector, poultry farms, and the climate resilient agriculture activities are being deployed in various regions, which is,
Finally, how will you? All these needs money, and it is said that their revenue is not very robust. The Bihar government, and recently because of that, the prohibition also it has also plummeted. So all
yes sir.
needs money, private investment. You are the finance secretary of Bihar. How will you invite attract foreign investment, including investment by Biharis who are settled abroad, or they are very rich. There are a lot of rich Biharis all over, but they don't want to invest in Bihar. So how will you do it? Sweeten that process or attract investment from their own diaspora?
Yes sir. So in this case, what we can do that, mm, bring out some uh, production link incentive scheme, which is being used by the government of union government as of now to bring more foreign investment in the country. So that kind of model also can be deployed in the state regarding various sector, whether it is agricultural sector or IT sector or agro processing industries.
Okay, thanks.
Gaurav,
Yes, sir.
tell me, in this newest IPCC report,
Yes, sir.
what have they said? What important things that are there which they have said?
So, there are few things. The one among them is that if that this 1.5 degree criteria, which is being held that should be the countries, the world should restrict within this limit, is far achievable with regard to the present present activities or the uh, present activities which the countries are taking regarding the curbing down the greenhouse gas emission. So there that this 1.5 degree Celsius, limiting the 1.5 degree Celsius global warming is a far achievable
Far
scenario.
achievable means not achievable or easily achievable or achievable after some time.
Sir, it is hard to achieve as
Hard
of
to
now.
achieve. So then, what is that? What is the limit that they are saying? Uh, the global temperature will go up to what limit then?
So, sorry, sir, I am not aware of this report in what the temperature criteria they have
Okay,
said.
but we generally talk of this 1.5 degrees Celsius temperature rise.
Yes, sir.
What is this temperature rise? 1.5 degrees Celsius from where?
So 1.5 degrees Celsius from pre-industrial level.
So how is it determined? Global temperature 1.5 degree.
Sir, it is around 1980s level.
No, how it is determined? Or say how much has already been achieved out of this 1.5 degree? How much temperature rise has already been recorded, already been achieved?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall the exact figure.
Okay, achha. Now let us come to the stock market. In the stock market, if you take the Bombay Stock Exchange, they measure the stock market performance by an index.
Yes, sir.
It is called Sensex.
Yes, sir.
How is Sensex determined? What is Sensex?
Sir, the Sensex is determined through the taking the stocks of 50 companies. And sorry, sir, I'm not
Okay.
able to recall the exact.
Okay. Do you know what is the Facebook? Facebook has renamed itself Meta,
Yes, sir.
and they are talking of metaverse.
Yes, sir.
What is metaverse?
Sir, metaverse is like a virtual reality uh, whereby there would be an immersive virtual technology, and the people can um, l- live like a second life there. Few of the popular movies which has been made on such concept are like the Ready Player One, whereby people were not living in the real world.
Can you think of its use anywhere in administration?
Yes, sir. It could be deployed in areas like the health services.
How?
Sir, like it is not exactly about the administration.
Whatever. In any field of administration has so many sectors, so many fields.
Yes, sir. So, for the training purposes in the health services, like in the surgeries, which have we have a very low number of the specialists in the country. So, a very minor surgeries training could be done through this virtual reality or the metaverse thing.
Okay.
Gaurav, you are a student of anthropology.
Yes, sir.
Can you just briefly tell me the impact of urbanization on the institution of family?
Yes, sir. There are various impact. The first one is the more of individualization in the family, and this has resulted into the shift from joint family to the nuclear family. And second is in last in 2019 a report came by the UN women that there are rise in the number of the single women, single mother and divorced mother, which is impacting the child rearing processes which we have witnessed.
No, I'm asking the impact of urbanization on the family. What are the characteristics of urbanization?
So,
And then link it to family.
yes, sir. Urban urban areas have criteria regarding the population and population density.
What are its characteristics?
So,
Main characteristic.
so more city dwellings.
Agreed. Anonymity.
Yes, sir.
And how it has impacted the families? Of course, it has become nuclearized.
Yes, sir. And
But there is one element where the traditional family system still continues, in India specifically. Can you put your finger on that particular thing?
sir, in my opinion, it would be a marriage whereby the whole family comes together and celebrate the marriage.
Okay, you're on the right lines. Quest to go back to the joint family for celebrations and
Yes, sir.
for festivals, etc.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Do you think the institution of marriage has declined in the recent times?
Sir, there is not any stark change in the institution of marriage. We can see some decline. The traditional aspect of marriage was that if you are married once, then it was for a lifelong. But there are cases of the divorce as of now in the present situation. And
So the frequent divorces, are they indicative of the fact that people are losing faith in the institution of marriage?
no, sir. The marriage is a social institution whereby which caters various needs, like the primary needs of caring each other, and the primary reason of begetting the family line.
Process of socialization of children,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Gaurav,
Yes, sir.
you have one of your hobbies is cooking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, human beings by nature, by their structure and needs, are they supposed to be vegetarians?
I would disagree about in this regard that they are supposed to be vegetarian, because the evolution in the evolution tree, when the human being shifted from the Australopithecus to Homo habilis and erectus, they shifted toward the meat eating and hunting big game. So strictly restricting ourselves to the vegetarian food uh, is not a very is not regarding the evolution tree. So this there
Does-
can be mix of both vegetarian and vegetarian food.
Does vegetarian food fulfill all the nutrition requirements?
Yes, sir, it
Can-
fulfills.
It fulfills.
Yes, sir.
Of late, there is a lot of emphasis on superfoods. Can you name some of the superfoods?
So, superfoods are those foods which are being uh, gene edited, like they are made being specific regarding some nutrients, like the super rice, which is super rice, and the golden rice, which is very nutrient, which has high nutrition in terms of the vitamin A.
That is what they call the fortified food. These are fortified grains. I'm talking of superfoods which are naturally not only good in nutrition, but I mean taste, but in nutrition also. You are talking of probably the fortified rice, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the sir information regarding the superfood, but sir, I am not aware of this superfood.
Anthropology, does it have any explanation why most human beings are right-handed?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of that.
On Bihar, my last question to you is on Bihar. There is Mahatma Gandhi National Council of Rural Education, and it has recently awarded 12 universities from Bihar, right? In addition to other universities in other states. Now, strictly, these 12 universities in Bihar have been awarded for what reason?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of.
Okay, I think I'll stop.
Gaurav, you have chosen IPS over IFS.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, it is a it is a ground serving service like the Indian Administrative Service, and I am more inclined toward the public service within the country, and I want any person to come to me for his help. If any person come to me for any help, then I would be the one who would be getting his help regarding the any issue of.
Okay, fine. Now, Bihar has a prohibition.
Yes, sir.
Which other states have prohibition?
Sir, Gujarat.
And
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of any other states.
Nagaland,
Sorry, sir, I am not.
Mizoram,
Sorry, sir, I have no.
okay. Which other states in past have tried prohibition?
Sir, may I have a moment?
Yes.
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall.
Okay, I'll name few. You say yes or no. Haryana,
Sorry, sir, I am not
No.
aware of that.
Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu.
Sorry, sir.
Anyway, fine. Let's confine to Bihar. How much revenue and the employment loss that Bihar is incurring because of prohibition?
Sir, it is estimated that with the prohibition of alcohol in Bihar, Bihar government is losing around 4,000 crore.
And employment?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of the employment figures.
Then why the government is choosing to lose 4,000 crores?
Sir, because government chose to lose this revenue on the terms of the social implications which alcohol ban entails. Like the first one is that it has reduced the domestic violence in the state, And second is that it has reduced road accident in the terms of the drink and drive cases. In 2015, there were around 1700 drink and drive cases and accident related cases, but in 2020, there were only 3 such instances.
But you are implying that there is a total prohibition, there is no sale of alcohol, illegal.
Yes, sir. There are illegal sale of alcohol, which has turned out to be menace in the state in the terms of the abrupt rise in the judicial cases and a sale of illegal liquor and preparation of the local liquor
But
hooch.
then how do we link, you are linking some advantages, social benefits because of prohibition. But alcohol is there. Instead of legal, it has become illegal.
Yes, sir.
Is it still worth it? If you are Chief Minister of Bihar, would you still continue this?
Yes, sir. I will continue with this process because the social implication of the domestic violence is very important and it has reduced. And on the ground level also, we have witnessed that there are few developmental pockets whereby there has been no liquor consumption as of now. And
Okay, fine. Now, can you throw some light on genesis of the caste system in India? You know, we have so many castes.
yes, sir.
How did we come to be like this?
So, according to the theories, in the post-Vedic period, uh, mm, among the 16 Brahmanas, Varnas, one was Brahmins, which were entitled for the priest, priesting in the.
Yeah, but we are not talking about Varna. Varna is a separate
Yes,
thing. We
sir.
are talking about caste.
Yes, sir.
No, there are only 4 Varnas and caste hundreds and thousands of.
Yes, sir.
So how did we diversify so much?
Sir, caste is based on the status of the birth, and it has genesis in the post-Vedic period, whereby the people doing such a specific task or the work in the society were being ascribed with the status that they are.
That we said. That is
Yes,
what
sir.
Brahmana and Vaishya and
Yes,
all
sir.
we know that. But the caste, so many hundreds of castes within Brahmana and Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya. What is the branching reason?
Sir, one of the reasons can be attributed to the division of the region. As per there are various regions in the country, and accordingly there are number of castes. Whether in the same caste there is a various subcaste according to the region.
Okay, my final question: does last 2 years, 2 years back, we saw an issue of migrant workers.
Yes, sir.
Has India or any of the states in India, do they have any law or rule or policy in favor of migrant workers? I'm not talking about labor force. We have a number of laws for labor, but migrant workers, do we have any policy or law?
Yes, sir. We have Act Interstate Migrants Act, which was there during the migration and during the COVID pandemic period, and there is no any strict policy regarding the migration, but the Supreme Court has told the government to bring out any migration policy, and government has taken also some steps like the One Nation One Ration card.
You said there is some law for migrant workers. What
Yes,
is
sir.
that?
Interstate Migrant
You said
Workmen
there is
Act.
some law for migrant workers. What is that?
What are the state support?
So what does it involve? What are
Sorry,
the,
sir, I'm
or
not
what are
aware
the
of
state
that.
support?
What's the crux of that law? What's the crux of that
No,
law?
what's the crux
Sorry,
of
sir,
that law?
I am not aware as of now, but I will learn upon that.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. You
Okay,
can
okay,
wait outside.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Gaurav,
Thank you.
you can wait outside. You can wait outside.
Okay,
Come
sir.
in, please. Come in. Gaurav, take your seat. अब बैठ जाइए. इंटरव्यू इज ओवर. रिलैक्स. बी रिलैक्स. गौरव, आपका कुछ प्रश्न है? पहले तो आपके मन में कोई प्रश्न हो तो we can because panel is quite this thing. You have done quite well. You have been trying for 5 years. You have done reasonably well. I mean, so आपके कब इंटरव्यू कब है?
Thank you, sir. 6th May को है, sir.
So still time.
Yes, sir.
तो ये तो अपग्रेड थोड़ा अपग्रेड तो आप करते ही रहोगे. आप इकोनॉमिक न्यूज़पेपर एक जरूर पढ़िएगा. यू रीड वन इकोनॉमिक अलॉन्ग विथ अदर पेपर्स. और जो मेनी क्वेश्चन डिडंट आस्क, मेनी सब्जेक्ट डिडंट कवर. तो वो सारे कवर, जनरल इकोनॉमी, इंडियाज रिलेशनशिप, फॉरेन इकोनॉमी, बहुत सारी चीज़ें अपार्ट फ्रॉम बिहार और थोड़ा एंथ्रोपोलॉजी बाकी हमने कवर नहीं किया. तो देयर आर वास्ट सब्जेक्ट थोड़ा इम्प्रूव आई मीन कैरिंग मतलब अपग्रेडेशन नॉलेज तो ऑब्वियसली कॉन्स्टेंटली करते रहिए.
Yes.
आपके मन में कोई प्रश्न? यू वांट टू आस्क अस एनीथिंग?
Yes, sir. These are ये सब सर ट्रेड्स के रिगार्डिंग है कि सर क्या मैं नर्वस लग रहा था या फिर
अच्छा,
confidence
ट्रेड्स
की कमी?
ना. एक चीज आप ध्यान रखिएगा दैट व्हेन यू आर दिस क्वेश्चन इज बीइंग दिस, यू लिसन टू द क्वेश्चन केयरफुली. आप sometimes you happen you are not understanding the question and
Sure,
then you are answering without understanding. पहले listen carefully, then frame your replies in the mind. Bullets. First, most important first, then next important,
Yes.
next important, and the stop. जो सप्लीमेंट्रीज जो जरूरत है तो पूछेंगे इंटरव्यूअर. कोई भूमिका मत दीजिए, नो भूमिका. Just straight away go to the answer.
Sure, sir.
Now, many of course you are being honest. जहाँ आपको नहीं मालूम है, you are saying I am not this thing. आपके थोड़ी सी क्लैरिटी का तो शीशा के सामने, मिरर के सामने तो इंग्लिश न्यूज़पेपर देखें. बिकॉज इट वुड हैव बीन बेटर अगर हम हिंदी मीडियम चूज करते. बिकॉज
Yes,
आपकी
sir.
थोड़ी सी इंग्लिश में थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम है, डिलीवरी
sir.
में प्रॉब्लम है. इसलिए आपने आपसे थोड़ी इंग्लिश न्यूज़पेपर लेके मिरर के सामने थोड़ी सी प्रैक्टिस करिए क्लैरिटी. तो थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन आ रहा है तो योर वॉइस भी थोड़ी डाउन हो रहा है, एनर्जी भी कम होती जा रहा है. थोड़ा सा ऑप्टिमिस्टिक एनर्जी रखिएगा और क्लैरिटी जो है ना थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करिए बिफोर ए मिरर.
Sure, sir.
टेबल थोड़ी सी क्लैरिटी की थोड़ी सी कम ही हो रही है. एंड आपने फ्रेम करिए आंसर पहले थोड़ा सा 2-3 सेकंड 5 सेकंड ले लीजिए. नोबडी विल माइंड दैट.
Sure,
बट
sir.
देन यू जो आपका आता है देन यू कैन आंसर दैट वेरी वेल क्लियरली. बिकॉज जो आपका आता है उसको तो आपका स्ट्रेंथ होना चाहिए. जो नहीं आता है देन ऑब्वियसली जो बहुत सारा आपने नहीं आया तो यू सेड आई एम सॉरी सर. तो दैट बट फटक से नहीं कहिए. थिंक थोड़ा एक बार 1 or 2 सेकंड आई एम सॉरी. बट यू आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू नो मेनी थिंग्स. सो वो थोड़ी सी जो ब्रॉड आपने जो आज आपने थोड़ी लेसन मिला तो उस पर थोड़ी इम्प्रूव करें नॉलेज बेस. यू विल इम्प्रूव. आई मीन एंड यू आर इन ए वेरी प्लेजेंट पर्सनैलिटी. आपका सिंपैथी होगा, बोर्ड का नेचुरल सिंपैथी आपके ऊपर होगा. तो देयर इज नो इशू ऑन दैट. तो इस नॉलेज बेस आपका अपडेशन तो करना ही चाहिए. टाइम भी है आपके, ऐसे कुछ नहीं है.
Yes, sir.
एंड यू विल डू वेल. देयर इज नो डाउट.
Thank you, sir. And sir, regarding some questions, sir, जैसे डेवलपमेंट ऑफ बिहार का था.
डेवलपमेंट
कुछ
बिहार में
points.
आपने एक चीज आपने उसमें ध्यान रखी, आपने आरजेडी का नाम लिख बोला है, नाम मत लीजिए.
Okay, sir.
Don't take any political some person's name or politician. These are a little controversial.
Okay, sir.
तो उसमें थोड़े से उसे अवॉइड करें. और बाकी डेवलपमेंट ऑफ बिहार यस एक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चन, तो उसको थोड़ी सी और भी प्रैक्टिस करें. यार डेली यू हैव सेड करेक्ट थिंग्स. एंड थोड़ी पॉलिसी क्या कर सकते हैं. इनवाइट द फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट बिहारी, बिकॉज वेरी पीपल से बिहारी आर वेरी रिच बिहारी देयर. ये खुद नहीं आना चाहता है. सो पॉलिसी सिंगल विंडो क्लियरेंस वगैरह ये सारी चीज़ें होती है.
Okay.
ये सब चीज़ें सो दैट मेक इट ईजी फॉर देम टू डू बिजनेस. लैंड एक्विजिशन वगैरह की इश्यूज प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, लैंड एक्वायरिंग, तो ये सारे कॉम्पेंसेशन, ये सब चीज़ें थोड़ी आप इसको स्टडी कर लीजिए, ये एक्सपेक्टेड
sir.
है। आप बिहार से है ना, भागलपुर वगैरह,
Yes, sir.
गंगा पोल्यूशन, आप भागलपुर है, गंगा पोल्यूशन के बारे में बात हो सकती है, वाटर पोल्यूशन, उसमें एक्ट्स वगैरह, तो ये सब चीज़ें थोड़ी थोड़ी। इंडियन माइंस एक्ट जो है, इंडियन स्कूल ऑफ माइंस में माइंस एक्ट जो, उसका थोड़ा
Okay,
पढ़
sir.
लीजिए, आईएएस एक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चन है।
Sure,
माइंस
sir.
के बारे में थोड़ी सी, कोल माइंस, एनी ऑयल माइंस, इवन ऑयल सेक्टर ऑल्सो इज गवर्न बाय दिस माइंस एक्ट,
Okay,
ये
sir.
थोड़ा स्टडी कर लीजिए, ठीक है।
And sir, regarding sir, जैसे स्टॉक वाला क्वेश्चन सर ने पूछा था, तो मैंने बस वो 50 कंपनीज वाला बताया। सो सर, शुड आई स्टार्ट आंसरिंग दिस, और शुड आई टेल दैट आई एम नॉट अवेयर ऑफ दैट?
जितना पता है उतना बता दो।
You can, either you should say that I know only this, that only 50 companies stocks are taken to determine the Sensex. I don't know much about it.
Okay,
Or
sir.
you just say in the beginning itself, I don't know.
Sure.
It's your choice.
And sir, regarding the institution of marriage, sir, um,
Perfect answer.
yes, sir.
So there are two ways of approaching it. You see, if you go by frequency, the extension of the age, earlier people were getting married at a much earlier age.
Yes, sir.
That trend has changed.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So the process of urbanization and the modern economy has also led to the sociological changes and organization of these institutions. You see, since you are a student of anthropology, so this kind of an approach is expected from you.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay. Secondly, the fact that number of divorces have gone up, it does not necessarily mean that the importance of institution itself has gone down.
Yes, sir.
It can also be interpreted that people are according it more importance and they want to succeed in the institution of marriage, and therefore if they assess that the marriage is not working, they would like to give it a second try.
Okay.
This is one way of looking
Yes,
at
sir.
it. Okay. And third phenomenon is living in relationship. It is not institutionalized legally in that fashion,
Yes, sir.
but people are trying to find the right partner for a long-term relationship. That is their aspiration.
Yes, sir.
So they may be getting married later on. The Prime Minister of New Zealand, she got married when, at a much later stage, solemnized her marriage. But
Yes.
people are, if you look at these phenomena, people are in fact according more importance to the long-term relationship, which was the purpose of the marriage.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So analyze you can present both sides,
Sure, sir.
but a value-laden judgment or an opinion, you can present both sides and maybe lay emphasis on one side of it, assert one position.
Yes.
Preferably a positive position, preferably.
Yes, sir.
But you can't take a positive stand in everything. Maybe there are some negative things or negative phenomenon. It has to be recognized as such. Okay?
Sure, sir.
So thank you very much.
Thank you,
You'll
sir.
do well.
Thank
Go
you.
shaven.
Yes, sir. I will say. Sure, sir. I will do that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.